What's going on, my peeps? How we doing tonight? Week
How's it going?
2. Week 2 of Horror Fest, man. Crazy, man. Feels like yesterday that we did last year's, man. It just, the year goes by quick, man. I tell you, especially when you're working your freaking ass off every week. I swear the month goes by like nothing. I can't believe it's already September.
Second. Yeah.
And then
Happy
soon
Labor
we're
Day.
going to have Saw X coming out in a couple weeks. The Nun 2's coming out next week, which is getting some decent reviews. And then The Exorcist. I mean, here we love the Halloween season, so it should be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. And if you didn't know, we are here to review the motherfucking Howling, man. And this is one of my favorites. I gotta always do a werewolf film. Love that Steelbook. Glad freaking Mike did the thumbnail of this. But I love this movie so much. I had to snag the 4K for I think I got it for like $10 last year around Christmas. So totally worth it. 4K looks decent though. Yeah, this is the way to go, I think. But yeah, man, I didn't even think about it. I got 2 D. Wallace movies on the list.
Back to back.
And she wasn't even a mother in this one.
I didn't even think of that either. I didn't even think that I had 2 D. Wallace movies.
And I do believe that Cujo was the movie she did right after this. What's her name? Something Wallace. What's her name? Her first name?
Stone.
What's her first name?
D.
D's nuts.
I was gonna say, motherfucker, you just said it. But that would make sense because she was taking a lot of roles at this point, and she hadn't done E.T. yet.
No.
E.T. would have been a little later.
She played a mother in that too, I think.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't.
Maybe it was E.T. then Cujo. Maybe. I don't know.
A mother in every fucking movie except this one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love this film. I know there's always the big controversy between this is is this better? Oh, it was actually it was Howling, E.T., then Cujo. Cujo is 83, E.T. is 82. So, but always the biggest controversy is, what's your favorite werewolf film, The Howling or American Werewolf in London? This has always been my favorite, without a doubt. This is the old school werewolf to me. Like, I love American Werewolf in London. It's just I was never crazy about the werewolf on like, you know what I mean, on all fours. I like him on the hind legs, and not to say like American Werewolf is incredible and I absolutely love it. That would be maybe my one gripe about American Werewolf, though, is that I never was a fan of like the dog wolf. I like, like the wolf man. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's what it is. It's that mixture.
And if you want more of Dylan and my full thoughts on American Werewolf in London, we covered it on HorrorFest here on this show 2 years ago. So y'all check that out afterwards.
Crazy, man. I can't believe we did it. It seems like last year we did that one. I was going to say I thought we did that last year.
No, we did it in 2021 for the 40th anniversary, because we did The Howling on PCP. Yeah. Then we did American Werewolf on yours.
Looks like Silver Bullet's getting a 4K from Shout Factory. Sick, dude. And Tales from the Dark Side. But I'm super hyped for Silver Bullet, man. You should see the fucking artwork on that 4K. It's so bad. There's
bad good or bad?
Let me see. If you would have to see, where is my fucking the slip cover? This is the slip cover. That's the slip cover for the 4K, the original poster art, which is like nothing. Yeah. I mean, like that. That's or cool. That. And they go with this.
I don't know. I kind of like the black and white. At least you don't have the bear wolf on it. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing about Silver Bullet. Is like the werewolf always looks. He just looks like he's wearing like an old Showbiz Pizza costume or something.
No, he looks awesome there.
Is that ET in his bathroom in that cover or what? It looks like.
But,
by the way, we've covered Silver Bullet on this channel as well, so you should check that out as well.
Well, like I said, man, we can't do a horror fest on Dylan's Horror Show without a motherfucking werewolf film.
Yeah, you're running out of them now, brother.
I know. I did Silver Gold, American Werewolf, The Howling. I even did...
you even did Bad Moon, bro.
Bad Moon. That was the one I was just going to say.
I can pull many more werewolves on my ass. Believe me, we got more wolves to go.
Well, next year, because we did Wolfman too, but like next year he's going to be like, we're doing Wolf starring Jack Nicholson.
No, you know what I'll do? Because I was going to do it this year.
That is kind of a horror movie. Yeah, that's all right.
I was going to do it this
Full Moon
year.
High. Full Moon
Cry of the Werewolf.
I was going to do, what was it? I was going to do Curse of the Werewolf, but I didn't know. I just was feeling The Howling. I'll probably do Curse of the Werewolf next year.
And you guys haven't done one Paul Naschy film. Paul Naschy was known for the Spanish Werewolf, so we got all his films.
We do the Wolfman we did the OG Wolfman on my channel, not yours.
No, on mine. It was on my
on
channel.
Yours, well, I still got that at some point.
Still got that. You still got Curse of the Werewolf, like you said. You still got a Werewolf of London, the original. There's lots.
Right.
There's lots.
I'll probably
Werewolf versus the Vampire Women.
We've covered most of the good ones, though.
Yeah, I'll probably do Curse of the Werewolf next year, and then I'll probably do like the OG Wolfman like the year after.
Oh, and last year you did Dog Soldiers.
Yeah, which I fucking love that movie as well.
Those werewolves look kind of like these werewolves, didn't they? If I remember correctly.
And we did Trick or Treat. Yeah, similar. We did Trick or Treat as well, which has an awesome werewolf scene where they're actually ripping their flesh off and shit.
When did Dog Soldiers come out? Was that in the 2000s?
Yeah, 2000s.
So really, they didn't advance much because I think the werewolves in this movie almost look better than.
Well, we also still got Ginger Snaps and Curse, but we're here to talk about
Dog
one
Soldiers
in particular.
was like made with no money though, and Dog Soldiers looks fucking awesome, dude. Those werewolves are dope. I don't give a fuck what no one says. That movie's sick, and Neil Marshall's a fucking beast, bro. he did some of the best Game of Thrones episodes, and he did the episodes and was given like a couple days notice. They'd be like, yo, we need you, and he'd fucking fly out and do like the big, I forget the episodes exactly, but if there's some of the biggest like war type episodes. But yeah, man. So the Howling, Joe Dante's The Howling. Obviously, huge Joe Dante fan in here. I know Robbie is. I think this is the first time movie. I was gonna say for Perry though. I don't think he's ever seen The Howling. I know he was saying he was gonna watch the OG Wolfman to get prepared for this. So, did you end up watching it, The Wolfman?
No, I didn't have enough time.
Oh man, once you do, you gotta let me know what you think, because I know you've been going down a rabbit hole of like the old school movies. But I'm excited to hear what Perry thinks of The Howling. So, is this your first werewolf movie?
I did American Werewolf in London, I think last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That was great.
So at least you probably heard of the comparisons then at least.
Yeah, and I've watched Supernatural, so like I've seen all the same tropes, over the course of like 10 years.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love me some. I love fucking.
You tell me you've watched all of Supernatural.
I watched the first 12 seasons, and now I'm rewatching them so I could finish.
You're rewatching the first 12 seasons of Supernatural, but you don't have time to watch an hour and 14 minutes of The Wolfman. Okay, Perry. Priority.
No, I'm not watching it like right now. I just started watching it like the last couple of weeks.
He watches a couple episodes here and there.
Yeah, I do like.
It's gonna still take a long time to get through 12 seasons of Supernatural.
We'll see.
Yeah, but it's a good ass show. It's a good ass show. But yeah, so what? This came out 81. And this movie, man, was one of my favorites. I love the cinematography on this. I think one of the cool things about this is that it's kind of led off by a few different actors. Like, it starts off where you think it's going to be about Dee Wallace, but then it's like her and her fiance in this, or her boyfriend, whatever, who is actually at the time her real life fiance. So the guy that is smacking her around and cheating on her with the Marcia chick was actually her husband at the time, her fiance. And I guess they had issues with that sex. She didn't want him to do that sex scene because before he was bitching to her about her having some maybe make out scene or maybe a love scene with somebody. I don't know what movie. I forget. I'd have to do the behind the scenes, but I remember her saying that, and she was like, wow, it's pretty funny that you're going to give me shit about a love scene, but you got a love scene with this girl in this movie, which is a lot more. I think it was a lot more, nudity in his than hers, which I know a lot of people always remember Marcia in this. And I just always love this movie because it's a lot different. You got like a cult of werewolves, and they're at this little, what do they call it? This little, the community, the colony they call it. Yeah. And at the time, you have this doctor and Dee Wallace. There is a reporter, and she's trying to figure out, what's going on with this. What is his name? The fucking main guy, the Q. What is his name? Shit. The guy who does the transformation.
Robert Picardo? Eddie,
yeah. What was it? It's like Eddie Q though, or something. Quist,
yeah.
Yeah, and then you find out though that Quist actually has a sister, and who's Marcia, and then I think his grandpa is Christopher, who's like
John
the old.
Carradine.
Yeah, who's the older guy who's like, man, what the hell? Like, we should be hunting humans. And, because the doctor's trying to get them to, like, feed on animals and, like, fit in and grow with the times. But I love that this is like a cult of werewolves, and you don't really ever get that in a lot of other movies. I feel like this was, pretty groundbreaking at the time. American Werewolf was doing a lot of the same things where it's like, dude gets bit and he starts fucking changing into shit, where this was, a little bit of a mystery. And you get Dee Wallace and her fiance going and searching out this colony and Dee Wallace just sleeps through it most of the time, I guess, and is having all these fever dreams while her fiance is just
doing the dirty,
getting laid, brother. And what was it? So then you also have those two characters who I guess are friends with her. Who is it? Terry, and then the guy who comes in to save Dee Wallace at the end, the little white boy.
Dugan K. Lins, yeah.
And then you get also classic little cameo from Dick Warlock, which Joe Dante is always going to get, or Dick Miller, I'm sorry. You're always going to get a Dick Miller cameo, and I love that.
By the way, the guy that plays Chris, that random white dude you were talking about, went on to direct a bunch of Adam Sandler movies.
Did he?
Just, he directed Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, Chuck and Larry, Zohan, Grown Ups, Benchwarmers. Yeah.
No way. Is it Dennis Dugan? That's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Richie Brockelman, Private Eye.
Oh, you don't mess with Zohan. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, I felt like this was, kind of doing that little psycho bit where they get rid of Dee Wallace, but where you're following Dee Wallace and her fiance, and then it kind of splits, and then you start following Terry, and then when she gets got, then you start following Chris, and then he comes and saves, Dee Wallace. But yeah, man, I always love this movie. The practical effects, I think, are great. The transformation is what everybody has always compared this to American Werewolf in London. Man, it's tough, man. They both are so good, and they're both different, and they're unique. It's one day I could probably say this. I've always said I like this better as a whole movie. If I'm going to just say transformation, it's so tough, man, because, you get a little more detail in American Werewolf in London with, like, you see the hair kind of growing out and, like, his feet changing. And where this, it's more like the bubbling face and him just like, like breathing out and his face kind of changing shape, his chest kind of bubbling up, his hands, sprouting nails, and his eyes.
When they cut the hand off and the hand itself transforms back, that was a real cool effect.
That's such a good effect, man. I love that, where it's like bubbling and they cut back and forth, but you see it like kind of transforming. I think it looks fantastic. I forget, it's who did the practical effects on these, because it was supposed to be Rick Baker. He started
Rob
Bottin. Yes, thank you. It was Rick Baker, and then Rob Bottin came in, and he did this before The Thing, right? Or was it after?
Right before.
So this is probably what got him The Thing. And
he got this gig because it was going to be Rick Baker, because the John Landis production kept getting stalled out. And Rob Bottin was like his protege, one of his apprentices. And so when he decided to do the Howling, and then John Landis calls him and says, "Hey, we're greenlit, we're good to go." He's like, "Oh, I got to leave this film to go do this because I promised, but take my number one dude." And that's what happened.
I mean, dude, sometimes I could almost say Rob Bottin is, if he's just as good as Rick Baker. It's tough to say if he's better, but they had, like, what he did with The Thing and everything. Those two are just legends, man.
And he did this movie with no money. Like, when they initially shot this film, they didn't have any of the werewolf shots done, and they had to go and ask for more money. Right. And to like, if you just gave us more money, we could do the special effects. We'll make it work. But the transformations, they're similar in certain aspects, but they are very different. Like you said, I actually do like this transformation a little bit better. I think the transformation is cleaner and a better effect in American Werewolf.
Yeah.
But I love the atmosphere in this one. Like, it's very brightly lit in American Werewolf, but here it's like very dingy and dirty and grimy. And I really, really like that.
I was gonna say, because that's why it's a little brighter, like you said, in American Werewolf, so some things stand out a little bit more. But I love the atmosphere in this movie it's a little foggier. You get some of those red lights, and it's just, it's smoky, and I love the atmosphere in this. I probably would definitely, like I said, I've always said the Howling transformation is my favorite. You get the snout like coming out and everything. I just love the look of this werewolf too. You know, and you get the shots of the hind legs, and you know, the first thing is just him holding the chick up, and it's just I love the look of this werewolf, man. This is like, I know you don't like the Silver Bullet, the bear wolf as much. This is like the perfect werewolf look, in my opinion. I understand it does have that bear look because they were trying to do something a little different. I think they maybe veered a little too left and, you know, kind of landed a little bit bearish.
Hey, just because I make fun of the bear wolf suit doesn't mean that I don't like Silver Bullet. That
Oh,
Corey Haim's wheelchair is badass in that. No, there's not a cooler wheelchair in cinema than in Silver Bullet.
No, I know you still like the movie, but I was just saying, like, this is my like iconic werewolf look. Besides the Lon Chaney one, of course. Like, if you're gonna talk about a werewolf on his hind legs, you know, the monster, and you can tell that Rick Baker kind of tried to bring this into the Cursed Wes Craven movie, even though, you know, he doesn't want to be known for that. But that look, I feel like they were trying to mimic that look a little bit, you know, in the face at least.
Well, he did bring it into the Wolfman remake, which he did. Not so successful of a script, but the effects in that movie with Benicio del Toro, amazing.
Yeah, I like that movie though. I always thought that was a mixture of like the OG Wolfman with the Howling. You know what I mean? Because it's still Benicio like in the suit and everything. Where this is more animatronics, you know what I mean? And you even get some like what is that, the claymation or stop motion animation. You get it like a split second after the cops run away, or after
you get the cheesy animation, especially when at the climax of the werewolf sex scene, where they just like for 2 seconds they animate them turning into werewolves. You're just like, what? Okay.
And then 81 too, we're forgetting one more movie. Wolfen came out the same year as this too. So there was 3.
In that one though, they just use real dogs in that one though.
Right,
this
one, there's still 3 werewolf movies in the same year. So that's a big year for werewolves.
Yeah, definitely. Wolfen, and then there's Wolfen, and then there's Wolf with Jack Nicholson.
Well, that came out in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
And Company of Wolves is something you'll probably cover one day too. Yeah. Some gnarly transformations there.
I was gonna do that one too, man, and for some reason I fucking love that movie, but it can be a little hard to follow because it's a little all over the place, but that movie is like magical, dude. That was one because it's like impossible to get on Blu-ray, and I had to own that on 4K, dude. I fucking love. I actually have the poster right there.
Nice.
It's kind of hard to see, but it's right next to my little OG Wolfman too. I'm a huge Company of Wolves fan. That will be coming up soon at some point, or I'll save that for next Horror Fest. I swear, man. See, there's always something I can do. But yeah, man, I fucking love this film, dude. Joe Dante, man, this is like what solidified him for me. I know he did Piranha before this, but this is where I was like, God damn, dude, this guy is just he's got some talent, and he got this done with no money, and they just basically did this out in the forest. You know what I mean? And I have always loved this movie so much, dude. I love the cast in it, man. It's just very unique and different, and it's not like your average werewolf movie that we were getting back then, where, you know, it was just a guy getting bit and then, you know, breaking loose. You know, this was about like a cult of werewolves, and this doctor trying to figure out how to stop them, how to stop the rage, how to stop the craving, and get them to like fit in with society. And then Dee Wallace trying to out this society, you know? I fucking love this movie, man. And it is one of my all-time favorite werewolf movies, and it is my all-time favorite werewolf transformation scene. I mean, Eddie Quist is just fucking savage, bro. I mean, savage as fuck. That dude is, I mean, he's just a nightmare. You know what I mean? Psycho. You know what I mean? We mentioned it before. Let me give you a piece of my brain.
I never knew it was a Howler doctor.
Hell yeah. Robbie, what did you think, bro?
You know what I think, man. I love this film. I'm a huge Joe Dante fan, and what a start to a career. Piranha, The Howling, Gremlins, right? I am shocked that Joe Dante, to people like me and you, Joe Dante is like the top echelon of horror movie directors, right? But he doesn't seem to be put up there as often with people like John Carpenter or George Romero or Wes Craven or Dario Argento, right? And maybe it's because his movies are a little bit more classic vibing, right? And that's what I like. He has an appreciation for the old school. And in this movie, he was making a bridge between the old school Universal werewolf films, The Hammer, Curse of the Werewolf, that kind of shit, into the 80s. And also implementing those elements from the 70s, that dingy, kind of dirty feeling. The horror movies of the 70s, your Halloweens, your Hills Have Eyes, your Texas Chainsaw Massacres. We talk about this a lot. There's this moment in 1980 and 1981 when you have films like The Burning, the original Friday the 13th. You have films like Mother's Day that carry into that. And these movies act as a bridge between the 70s and the 80s flair, right? And I love how, like we were talking about when we covered Ghost Story a year or two ago, right? That it's a bridge between the classic and the modern, right? But I love this film. I think it's absolutely amazing. He did this after the failure of he was going to do Jaws 3, which his script for Jaws 3 was called Jaws 3 People Zero, which I want to see that movie. Like, that sounds hilarious to me, right? The effects are amazing. The cast is amazing. He's showing his love and appreciation of the old school with his cast. John Carradine, Slim Pickens. You know what I'm saying? We got so many great character actors in this movie.
Kenneth Tobey.
All chewing scenery, right? And every character, most characters are named after a director of a werewolf film, right? Like George Wagner, who directed The Wolfman, right? He's the psychiatrist in the film. Dee Wallace's friend is Terry Fisher, like Terrence Fisher, who did Curse of the Werewolf, right? I think I got those names right. But I love that appreciation for the old school. I love this cast. I love the look of this film. I like the pace of it. I love how this film disguises itself as a slasher film for the first act and then slowly reveals the wolf aspect. And actually, they asked the company, Avco Embassy, they asked them not to market it as a werewolf film because they wanted that to be a genuine surprise. So you got this like dingy slasher 1980, 1981 New York kind of vibe, you know, with the sex shop and all this kind of shit. Then we go to a place that's supposed to be the opposite, it's supposed to be serene and peaceful, but it's not, right? It's saying a lot. It's got great effects. The music is actually really good. The music also is a bridge between the classic sound and the modern sound and evolves into what will become more of the 80s horror sound. I love the movie. I think it's top notch. I think it's great. It's inevitable to compare this movie with An American Werewolf in London. I think Werewolf in London is a tighter script. I think it's a better script. I think it's a more flashy and well-produced film. But for what this movie was and what they were making it with, which is like basically nothing, they did this in a cave with scraps. You know what I'm saying? Take that, Tony Stark. I love The Howling. And to me, they have not made a better werewolf movie ever since 1981. Like, it's like they were making good werewolf movies for a while, but there hasn't been anything to top this or An American Werewolf in London since 1981. Over 40 years, nobody's topped this. Crazy. Love it.
It is crazy. I love some of the werewolf movies that have come out, but I obviously these are my favorites, so they haven't been topped. But it's crazy that you know what I mean. But yes, Evan, man, that is the fucking truth, man. Joe Dante is underrated, and he did one of my favorite movies as well, Small Motherfucking Soldiers. I love that movie, dude.
And after this review, go check out DHS, American Werewolf in London, check out Silver Bullet, check out Bad Moon, and then go to PCP Movie Night, check out our Howling review we did 2 years ago, and check out our review on Small Soldiers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I fucking love Small Soldiers. And, dude, he's so, like, Dante is so versatile, man. Like he did Matinee, you know what I mean? He
The Burbs, which we covered last year.
Burbs, dude. I mean, he can keep that horror atmosphere with comedy, you know, and like sci-fi. Like he's very versatile and can do. He's not stuck in one lane like some of the other directors got to. And I feel like that might be sometimes why he gets slept on, because they're like, he's not just a straight horror director. Like, you know, like Carpenter did like just so many horror movies. You know what I mean? Like obviously he did like Elvis and stuff too, but people don't. Not a lot of people know that. You know, people like us know that, but yeah, he's one of the greats though, man. Fucking savage, dude. I love him, man. And he always does great commentaries and great interviews, man. He's in Search of Darkness too. One in all three, I believe. You know, he is a huge movie fan as well, you know?
Yeah, I think he's even involved in a podcast or something that's going on right now. Plus, in some of the Universal monster movies, I think he hosts one of those documentaries and commentaries. I don't remember which one, though, but it might be the Wolfman. Who knows?
Yeah. But, you know, he's great, man. I mean, you can see it in his product that he is a fan of all this stuff, too, you know? And that's what I always think that makes the best, you know, director, a guy who's a fan of the product he's putting out. Perry, though, I am super excited to hear what you think, even if you're not the biggest fan, because, you know, this might not be for you, you know, but I'm interested to hear what you think, man. And I'll be interested to see you go down more of a werewolf rabbit hole, especially when you watch the OG Lon Chaney Wolfman, because that is what started my fucking love for werewolves.
Dude, I'm excited. Movies. I'm excited to. Oh no, that's Phantom of the Opera. I'm excited to watch the Wolfman because of the NECA figure, dude. Like when I seen it at Target, I thought it looked so clean and so good. I was like, dude, I have to watch the movie because the figure looks so damn good. But yeah, let's see the Howling. First off, American Werewolf in London. I love that film, man. The Wolfman. Yeah, that's the one, dude. It looks so clean, so good.
Lon Chaney looks spot on too, man. This is the black and white one. I recommend the black and white one.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, the Howling. Let's see. I enjoyed the film. There was, for me, at times the pacing seemed to like elongate unnecessarily. Especially like in the transformation scenes. Like it's like I was like, come on, get to it. You know, like it was really cool. It was awesome. I loved when they had the camera angles when Eddie was fucking digging into his head. Like I thought that was cool. I like the bubbling, but like it felt like the bubbling was taking forever. And then the nose area becoming erect, I thought was great.
Erect.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It was erecting out, you know, like it was growing in length. You know,
the Wolfman's got nuts.
I liked how they did set up the beginning with this chick going with this cops undercover trying to figure out who the serial guy is, whatever. But it felt such like an abrupt introduction to the movie that I didn't really grow any attachment to her. So like even if she died, I really could have cared less. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter. Comparing the transformation scenes, like Robbie was saying, American Werewolf in London, a lot brighter. You could see a lot more, and it was a lot more snappier, which is what I preferred rather than this darker, grittier look that took forever. But I do like the fact that he's on two legs rather than on all four. I thought that was great.
You just got to think of it, Perry, like it's a Dragon Ball Z episode. And this dude's powering up for like 15 minutes, and everybody's just like, just watching that shit instead of running. Like at that moment, you run out. You got plenty of time to run up. There's a werewolf in here.
That's what I said. I'm watching the movie. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? Why are you fucking standing there watching this guy? You could have been gone already, dude.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of movies, though.
So I was just like, what the hell, man? Like it didn't feel snappy enough.
Shock.
Yeah, I like how there was so many different transformations. Like I thought that was such a unique concept, seeing all these different people living in this colony and then seeing them transform and seeing how different they are. But you could tell that they're all the same type of people. And the ending I thought was phenomenal, with her showing the world the truth, and then people not really caring about the truth. And then some people are like, yeah.
It's like with the alien shit right now. Everybody's like, nah.
Who gives a
Are they going to pay my rent? Okay, never mind.
Do I still have to go to work? Okay. If I don't have to go to work, do I have to pay my bills? Okay. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. It was okay. I still like American Werewolf, like in London. I feel like that was a better film overall. But I could see why you guys love this film. It's just, to me, I don't want to sit down and watch Howling multiple times in 1 year, but I could watch American Werewolf in London a few times, but that's just how I feel about it.
Hey, for sure, bro. I grew up with this film too, so that's gonna make more of a connection as well for me. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see you go down a werewolf rabbit hole, because I know you're gonna like the OG Wolfman. That's a fucking classic. So, and
I don't want to sound like a noob. Like I enjoy movies that could drag out, that are long-winded. Like I really enjoy like older films like that, but it was just nothing was really happening. It was kind of just like they're elongating it just to elongate it, and it didn't really hit the marks for me.
Yeah, they were erecting it just to erect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how long can you bubble your face for, bro?
It depends on how good it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember too, that guy was burned too. He had acid thrown in his face.
That was cool. I liked when he came back and he was all fucked up.
Yeah, he just looked fucking crazy.
The second time, they're like, nope, boom.
Yeah.
I got silver bullets. Bullshit.
I guess you do.
I guess you do, motherfucker.
I think a guy actually said that.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, like that's always been the conversation. Some people don't like this as much, and some people like American Werewolf. It's always been which is the better one. And
yeah, I love that conversation.
Like American Werewolf better.
I love that conversation in comparison, but ultimately they're two different movies, actually.
Oh,
right?
For sure,
like they're like, wait, and like that's what I like too. And my favorite thing is both these movies came out the same year. American Werewolf came out after. This was in March. American Werewolf was later in the year, but they never overshadowed each other. These movies stood the test of time as being two of the greatest werewolf movies ever, and they've never topped it since.
Hell yeah. Yeah. See,
what's up with those fingers, bro?
Better too, but
what's up with those long ass fingers? That's just some creepy shit, bro.
I mean,
long ass fingers like that.
It'd be weird to have like regular human hands if they.
That shit's creepy, bro.
It's for scratching the Wolfman ass.
But yeah, Fable even says he prefers American Werewolf, but it's the nostalgia for the Howling for him. That's how I am though. 62. I love them both. I love them both.
Well, I was just comparing them because that's like everybody was comparing them, so I was like,
oh no, for sure, for sure.
It's an inevitable comparison.
Very different.
Yeah,
you gotta compare them. They're very different, but they came out the same year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they are the two most iconic transformation scenes ever. So it's just gonna happen. No matter what, it always comes up.
Dude, I jumped when she was in the office and the fucking Eddie came behind her. I fucking jumped out of my chair, dude.
When the hand comes,
it took me, bro. Yeah.
Did you film a reaction?
Oh yeah. I got a reaction.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I love that scene, dude.
I was saying, when he was first transforming, I was confused. I was like, is this practical? Is this CGI? Is that an animatronic? Like I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was when it was happening.
Well, that's the point. They
that's
you don't know if it's real or not. But it's a mix of all three, I believe.
Which is great, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mix of all three. Or all three, but at least two. And it's human and animatronics.
And then when they were having sex by the fire, that was CGI, right?
That's the what is it? The stop motion.
That's a stop motion.
The fire scene is actually animation, like hand-drawn animation over it. Like
what about when after they shoot the sheriff and it's like the three wolves and like they howl in there? Isn't that like claymation?
That's stop motion, yeah.
That's stop motion.
That was cool.
Okay.
I was kind of pissed because like they transitioned away from that so quick.
That
was a great shot,
Yeah. Enjoy our world. I love the one with Benicio. Scarpad likes that one too, I know. I don't know how
Benicio
I
del
feel about
Toro.
the Benicio Wolfman.
I have issues with it, but it's all right.
Yeah. Just for the transformations, they're always going to be compared. Scarpad, though, what do you think of this movie?
Well, I think before this rewatch, I think I was always favoring this movie over American Werewolf, but I think in this one, I'm going to give the edge to American Werewolf. I think it's a slightly better whole package, but American Werewolf also is very comedic too, more than this. But yeah, this movie definitely had a lot of 80s TV stars in it. You know, Patrick McNee from Avengers and all those people. But it did bring out John Carradine, the old movie Dracula, Kenneth Tobey, who was in The Thing, the original Thing. It had Kevin McCarthy, who was in Invasion for the Body Snatchers. So it's one of these movies where you're spotting these old time horror actors in here. He brought them all out. But yeah, I love how the movie starts off as like a 70s police detective type procedural, and then slowly changes over to the whole colony of shapeshifter werewolves. So I really dug that. And I love the cinematography in this movie. The scene, in fact, that they shot so much of this stuff in the daytime. The scene where Kay Lynch is being attacked in that cabin. And when she's walking down to the cabin, the smoke and the fog that's filtering in through the woods in daylight, it's just, it's just phenomenal. I love those scenes. The hand changing after she cuts it off is great. I think where the movie falls down a little bit to me, though, is where you guys talked about, and Perry talked about it. There's no focus on who's the lead of this thing. Yeah. I found myself just right in the middle of it, and just suddenly just Kay Lynch now, we're following her character, and Dennis Dugan, all of a sudden after following D. Wallace Stone, and then we go back to her. So we don't have a solid lead, and I do think when Kay Lynch dies and when D. Wallace they picks back up with her, I don't feel as much with the character. So I feel for her in the end, but I don't think I feel for her as much because we haven't followed her the whole movie. And the only other part of the movie I think I have a little bit of a problem with now is the fact that the whole movie's fairly serious, but then at the end it gets wonky. You get the reaction scenes when she turns into a really cute looking werewolf.
That was her choice.
We had no cute werewolves, but she was gorgeous at that, very cute. And then we had the comedy where, oh mom, look, the reporter's a werewolf. Oh, that felt kind of out.
Those are good practical effects.
Oh yeah.
No, she really turned into a werewolf. You're just hammered. Doesn't change the fact that she turned into a werewolf and got shot.
That ending makes me think of They Live, where you got this super serious thing, and then they just undercut it. Right?
I like the ending. It's funny, but it didn't seem to fit as much because of that. So it doesn't. But that's my only two nits. Other than that, I love the film. I love the cinematography of this movie. I love all the actors. Everybody's pretty good in it. Even Dee Wallace, you can tell this is probably one of her first movies. She wasn't the best actress, but she got through it and she did okay.
There was no sequel?
I was just gonna say, bro.
There's 5 or 6 sequels,
10 sequels, bro. And Christopher Lee is in the next one.
This is as good as it gets.
Is that the nympho?
Yeah.
My sister was a werewolf.
The next one isn't terrible, but after that, yeah, this is about as good as they get.
What is it Joe Dante says in Search of Darkness? He goes, well, what can I say about Howling 2? Well, I'll tell you that Christopher Lee called me and personally apologized to me for doing it.
and he said it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's very watchable because it's got, what's Sybil Danning's in it, and she's hot.
I'm going to tell you this, Perry.
But this is 2 and 3.
2 and 3 have things that are worth watching, especially 2, but none of the Howling sequels are good at all.
It sets up for a sequel,
and that was true. That was true to a lot of movies that got sequels in the 80s and 90s as they went on. They got like Wax. What was the other one? What was the one we're doing on here with the genie? Didn't that get like 5? That got like 5 sequels too, didn't it?
Damn.
No, it got.
I thought there
4.
were just 2.
There's 4 Wishmaster movies.
4 Wishmasters, yeah, because I got the collection.
The first 2 are the best. But I love this. 62 said it'd be cool to see the group from the Howling hook up with the gang from the Lost Boys. That would be a movie. That would be seeing the Lost Boys hunt werewolves.
That's the better version of Underworld. I'll tell you that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's the best werewolf movie of the 80s. I think, along with American Werewolf.
Yeah. That's so funny. I was just thinking. I was like, and we didn't mention that this movie got a shit ton of sequels.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
But back then, everything got sequels.
You were good, but
and mention also that the writer of this is John Sayles. Now, John Sayles is a pretty big guy. He directed 8 Men Out. He wrote that and directed it. But he's done tons of stuff. He wrote the early draft of E.T. He wrote Piranha. He wrote Alligator.
He was writing Alligator when he did this movie.
He did Battle Beyond the Stars. He did a lot of movie screenplays, and he's an important aspect of this movie too.
What's up with everybody drinking wine this week? Nick was drinking wine last night.
I've been on a wine binge for like a month and a half, bro. Yeah. Every stream I'm on, I'll kill a bottle.
Nice.
Everybody's copying Perry.
It's horror season, Like I feel like the lights are dimmed down low. You grab some wine.
I never drink.
You got the red lights just like in the house.
Yeah. Perry, you said horror, right?
Horror movie. I mean horror movie, right?
I thought you said something else.
Well, I mean with the nympho in this movie.
So yeah, I love the movie, and it's classic.
Hey Manny, what's up, brother?
I love the bit of the movie where he's putting on his shirt and she's like, "Where are those scratches from?" He's like, "Shut up, bitch."
Yeah.
You saw gaslighting her.
My dreams are coming true.
But you don't know how it feels. You don't know.
Don't you talk about my side piece like that.
You know what I've been through.
These scratches hurt.
Yeah.
I had to suffer.
Oh no, man! I totally eat meat now. Well, if I'm hungry enough, I can eat. That's the first red flag. Like this bro's just chomping down on some ribs, and nobody thinks that's weird that a vegetarian's just like eating some ribs.
Right?
Like,
the guy.
How cute.
I don't eat meat. Go cook up. My wife will cook that rabbit for you.
Imagine how fucking painful it is when you're turning into a werewolf and your fucking schlong falls off on the ground. Holy shit.
Your face is bubbling and shit. Like, who wants to be a werewolf, man? Fuck that.
Your fucking schlong's bubbling.
Fucking Lon Chaney just fell asleep,
And he woke up and he was a werewolf. No problem.
Robbie, you want to do what you think this movie might be trying to say before we get into the rating real quick? Or I don't know. You're just a master at it, so.
Well,
it's about cults.
Yeah, it is. It's about cults, right? But here's the thing: it's about
colonies.
That we all have the monster within, right? We all have a beast inside of us, right? And sometimes we try to repress that beast. Now, the psychiatrist at the very beginning of the film is talking about repression. This was something going on at this time, and it still goes on today, where they're like, we just have so much repression in our lives that we could just let the animal out. We could integrate it, and we could be cool. Well, you do, but the thing is, you can't deny the monster within. You can't deny that within all of us, we will kill a motherfucker if we have to, right? Within most of all of us, we will do some of the most heinous, nasty, visceral things, right? And we can go to some like feel-good, kumbaya, self-help colony, commune, cult, whatever, and it's not going to really address the fact, because it's not necessarily about the repression, because it is the repression of that monster that allows it to come out more fully, that allows it. Sometimes you can't deny a nature, right? And so you have to learn how to really work with that. And the first step is to accept that. And that was something that Wagner's not doing in this film, is he's not accepting what is actually going down. And the entire time he's like, nah, we're going to have some therapy meetings. We're going to have some team building. We're going to be fine. We're going to take care of the beast inside of us. We can just eat rabbits. No, if you eat rabbit alone, you'll die of protein deficiency. That's what happens. So it's about the monster within, but the fallacy of people selling you a quick fix. Come away, read my book. Whenever someone says, read my book and join us, but you got to pay $19.95 for the first 2 days, fuck it. You know, it ain't gonna.
I got a book coming out in October, so make sure my book though is gonna be good enough.
But that's what it is to me, man.
Yeah.
And John Sayles actually mentions that he was trying to play on that whole idea of like self-help and the cults and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, this is, I think, the first Scientology werewolf film, if you really think about it as that. And also, I did this bit 2 years ago. I'm going to do it again. Tom Cruise just signed on to do a werewolf film. But the trick is they're going to take a moment because he's actually going to have to go find a real werewolf to get bit. They're going to film the first ever with Tom Cruise actual live werewolf transformation. Did y'all get that? Because he had to learn to fly a jet and he has to go to space for real. Anyway, no, that's what the movie is.
I would see that. I would fucking see that movie just for that. Be like,
no, but that's what the movie is. It's about the dangers of cults, but more so about the dangers of thinking there's a quick fix through somebody's book or seminar to fix you. When really what we have to do is accept the beast within and learn to live with it.
Oh yeah. You want to while you are doing that, you want to just rate it, and then we'll go around. And anybody in the chat, if you were able to catch the Howling, or if you've ever seen it, let us know what your rating is down below. You know how we do, 1 to 5 slips. Pete.
And real quick, my favorite performance in this movie is John Carradine. Just at the very beginning when he's like, "I've had enough. I'm gonna let it all in." He's just ready to die.
He's gonna jump in the fire.
He's gonna jump in the fire, man. I love that shit. And my favorite scene is Marsha. That steamy ass werewolf sex scene, bro. She can get it, man.
I love this.
That's pretty dope. I'll give this movie a 4.5. It's what I gave it 2 years ago. I rewatched my review today, but after watching the movie a few days ago, I was like, I do still feel the same way. It's not a perfect film. The script is not super perfect. Of course, John Sayles is doing it at the same time he's doing Alligator. Dylan's being bitten by a werewolf right now.
Oh, more like a wolfen.
Yeah, more like a wolfen wolf. But I'll give it a 4.5 because to me, it's not super tight. There are better werewolf movies. I can think of 2 right off the dome, but I think it is one of the top 3 best werewolf films of all time. I love Joe Dante. I grew up with it. It's got the nostalgia factor. I like the characters. I like the pace. I love the atmosphere. I love the effects. I think it's amazing. I think it's fucking amazing, but it's not perfect. So 4.5 from me.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and if you guys want to do your favorite character or favorite scene before you rate it, that's cool with me too, my brothers. 4.5. Hell yeah. Perry, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4. I thought it was good. There were some things that pulled me out of the film when I was watching it, but overall, I thought it was really cool. I liked the different transformations with the different werewolves. That was fucking awesome. I love that they incorporated the beginning with the ending to like come full circle. Like there's a reason why she's a reporter. There's a reason why she's on the news. And then we see at the end, like she's going to use her job to try to spread this message before getting blasted. I thought that was cool. Which is probably one of my favorite scenes is the ending. I like that sequence right there, like bringing it. I'm like, what the fuck is she going to tell people that she's a werewolf or that what's going on? And then she shows the transformation on TV. Like that's fucking crazy, bro. I thought it was cool.
He gets killed on live TV.
Yeah, gets blasted. Right, yeah, he's like, cut the commercial. I thought that was cool. And then we see
the dog food commercial right after.
Right.
And then we see Homegirl at the end, and she's like, "I want it raw." Of course you do, you slut.
Yeah.
But solid 4. I'm gonna give it a solid 4. I thought it was cool. Maybe in a couple years I might just sit around and rewatch it just for the hell of it. I would probably buy this on Blu-ray if I see it somewhere in person. But yeah, no, solid 4. I feel like that's a solid rating for
you. Wait around Christmas time, you can definitely get it pretty cheap.
Probably.
Yeah, like I said, I got that 4K for like $10, and that was like the first year it came out. The 4K just came out last year, so you'll definitely find it for a good price.
Oh yeah.
Scarpad, favorite, like I said, favorite character, favorite scene or rating.
Favorite character is probably gonna be Eddie. I like him quite a bit. He doesn't have much screen time, but he's good for when he's in it. He's memorable. Favorite scene, I think, is the scene where she's chopping off the Wolfman's hand in the shack. I think the whole fight was pretty good. That was a better fight than the one where she gets killed, I think. And I'm going to give it a 4. Once again, I think it's a good movie. I think there's some issues around some of the, tone and the characters, but I still love the movie. I still think it's one of the premier werewolf movies. So I'm going to give it a 4. The thing we didn't talk about, the other thing I was a little disappointed in was the music, because it was done by that guy that does a lot of Italian cinema, that Pino Grigio, whatever his name is there.
He does a bunch of De Palma stuff.
Yeah, and I thought it was a little lackluster, the music for the movie, very 80s and not very memorable. So that was, I don't think it's good, but yeah, 4 for me. I still love the movie.
All right, 4, not bad. And yeah, I would definitely say Eddie is my favorite. He's just fucking psychotic. I love his transformation scene. Is my favorite out of the whole movie. It's what has always brought me back to this movie and what has made me loved it. I just think that scene is just fucking nuts. And I know Perry wasn't crazy about it being drawn out, but that's what I love about it, is that it lasts so long, and it's just like, it's very detailed, and you see like so much. And that even the American Werewolf one is long, but this one is definitely longer for sure.
The wolf's got him, bro.
No shit. Right now, Dylan's face is bubbling. He's like
transforming. Yeah,
he's erecting right now.
Did you transform?
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know. I swiped across my mouse pad and it just kicked me.
I do that.
Did a fingernail grow and touch a button? Is that what happened?
I wish, man. I
watch
wish.
Out, bro.
They're still normal. I wish.
I wish I was a werewolf.
But yeah, Eddie is by far my favorite character in the movie. He's fucking awesome, man. He's like the freaking Joker version of a werewolf, dude. He's psycho. And like Scarbat said, we don't get much, but what we do get is awesome. And yeah, his transformation scene is my favorite, and I love that it's just dragged out. And you just get so much of it, But I would probably give this a 4, 4 or 5. I would give it a 4 or 5. I know it's not perfect by any means. The story can drag a little bit for sure. And it's not my all-time favorite werewolf movie. It has probably my favorite transformation scene, but let's be real, man. The OG Wolfman is my all-time favorite, and I love Bad Moon as well, because that one's just got heart with that dog Thor, man. That one always gets me. But
that's a sexy movie.
You still can't beat the OG Lon Chaney Wolfman. I mean, that's a 5 all day. So I gotta have a little wiggle room. But 4 or 5.
I'm surprised no one has mentioned Teen Wolf at all.
I was gonna say Twilight, but
that's of course that's great, but that's just that's not like in the same vein. I feel like
Twilight's my first werewolf movie.
Oh, bro,
that's what I'm nostalgia for. I just feel weird saying that out loud.
Jacob,
and so does every 13-year-old girl.
We'll cut that out.
It was a great book.
We'll cut that out, Perry.
We edit that out right
out. But yeah, man,
the ass werewolf.
I fucking love this movie without a doubt, and I can't wait. And yeah, as always though, fucking great show. And let me see who else gave it a rating before we do our little. Vrabel gave it 4. Two Gun gave it 4.25. 62 gave it. It's a hard 4.25. John gave it a 4 out of 5. And I was looking at that.
You see John's with me. He's rocking with me.
Robbie gave it a 4.
He's probably Team Edwin.
What was that?
No, John in the chat. He's Team Edwin. Guaranteed.
Oh.
I was Team Edward too, just so you know.
I'm just, yeah.
Bobby gave it a 4.2. Wait, where was it? I just lost
fucking Batman,
4.2, 4.5 and 2 milk bones. And Manny gave it a 4.
You said you liked me, Lobster.
But I think I almost forgot.
Get the fuck out of here, Spilio. Team Jacob, get the fuck out of here.
Tripping, bro.
You
I
tripping.
imprinted on you.
I love your baby. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
You got it wrong. It's not. I almost forgot. I wish, because the 4K is coming out, but next week isn't Cujo.
I'm gonna bring you guys on my channel for a Twilight series review.
But
I'll fucking do it.
This Monday, Robbie's doing Captain Kronos on his channel at 8 p.m. Central Time, right? 8 p.m. Eastern?
9 Eastern, 8 Central.
9 Eastern? Oh, okay. So he'll be doing
9
Captain
o'clock
Kronos.
your time, Dylan. So make sure you're on time. Okay.
Well,
yeah, we got Scarpad
8.
and Dylan there, so I'm excited to have them join us for Horror Fest.
I've never seen it, so
I haven't seen it.
I hope y'all like this movie. I hope it doesn't become the Funhouse of 2023, because I love this movie so much.
I backed you up on the Funhouse.
I know, I appreciate that.
It's got titties in it. I'll be happy.
Hey, I think every time you mention Funhouse, I'm like, hey, I backed you up on that. Every single time I mention it.
Hold on, one quick question before we get into this. Are you going to go through all the Horror Fest movies? Because if you're going to do that, I have a turkey I'm going to put in the oven.
No shit.
and I'm going to do some laundry.
You
So
already
I'll come
said
back.
that we're not doing that, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
We're doing next week, right?
I'll stick around.
Yeah, so you can wait on your turkey, motherfucker.
Cool, man.
Who makes a turkey on Labor Day weekend?
What are you supposed to eat on Labor Day weekend?
Burgers and hot dogs and shit, man.
Workers.
But
it's the last cookout day of the year, right? That's the idea.
So that will be this Monday to continue
the end
Horror
of summer.
Fest.
I shouldn't do any labor on Labor Day though.
I wish
any other day for that matter.
I wish fucking Disney would have told us they were fucking releasing this on 4K. But can't fucking change it now. I wish I could have switched it around, but it's not that big of a deal. Next week we will be doing Prey.
Ooh.
So I can't wait. At first,
which one is that? Do you? Because I've only seen the first Predator. Do I need to watch any other ones before this one?
No.
Okay.
I would watch them just for the fuck of it, because Predator. I would watch Predator and Predators most likely, but
no, you don't have to.
Any. This is a prequel to all those, technically.
Okay.
So
okay.
You don't need to any. It really.
It's on Hulu, Perry. By the way.
Yeah, it doesn't really need to be connect. It doesn't really connect, but
it'll be my first time watching Prey. It'll also be my first time watching Sisters on Thursday for Blood Splatter Chatter, part of Horror Fest. So very excited for that. Very early Brian De Palma film that I've never heard of, never at all. Have anybody ever seen that movie or heard of it?
No.
Yeah, that's
nope, never even heard of it.
I mean, I've seen a movie like that, but I don't think it's the same one.
I'm going to say, I may be wrong. Somebody look this. I think that was a TV movie, but you look it up.
Okay. It's like Conjoined Twins, Margot Kidder, some shit like that.
Yeah, I think it was one of the ABC Monday and Tuesday night movie of the weeks, which are usually pretty damn good. So
they were back then for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carpenter got his start there, really.
They all did. Elvis. Yeah.
Elvis. Someone's watching me.
Yeah.
Yep. Horror Fest, my favorite time of year too. Yeah, so next week should be a lot of fun. I'm telling Perry, you're gonna fucking love this movie though, man, and you're gonna want to go watch Predator, right? The Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator.
I like the first one. I seen the first one. That was great.
Oh, you've seen the first one? Okay.
Yeah. I did a reaction to that when I started first doing reactions. That shit was awesome, dude.
That's where I got it.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You always got that ready on the dial there, finger the trigger for that thing.
That shit's lit.
Do you have that? Do you have that to a key? Do you have like a key binding to that?
I don't got time.
I should get it though. That'd be sick.
Do that.
So
don't forget From Russia with Love. From Russia with Love. Build that.
I was just gonna say this Monday, Captain Kronos. Next Saturday, Prey. It's on Hulu. Definitely recommend picking that 4K up if you can. This movie's fucking awesome. And we'll have From Russia. We'll have the 007 From Russia with Love coming out. Me and Perry and Scarpad just recently did that. And soon we'll be having Goldfinger come out too. And we're going to keep bumping out these 007s because I've never seen any of them. I've only seen a couple of I've seen like one or two of the Daniel Craig ones. And I'm fucking loving these Sean Connery movies. So I can't wait. Yeah, they're fucking awesome. And Goldfinger is so fucking sick, dude. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
You're gonna go through a really bad time though. Just so you know. There's gonna be dark times ahead, but
they're not that dark.
Keep your head down and plow through. You'll make it.
They're not that dark.
There's gonna be some.
When you get that dipshit fucking sheriff for 2 fucking movies, Scarpad, you know that's a low point in the James Bond franchise.
No, the low point in the James Bond movies was the last 3 with fucking Daniel Craig.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
That was a low point.
No Time to Die is on like the top 10 list.
Well, because people like they say people that like fucking Star Trek singing like that shit. So there you go.
I don't like. I'm not crazy about the guy who plays the villain in No Time to Die. I'm not a fan of him. The guy who plays Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah, well, I've never seen it, so. But as always, you know, I appreciate everyone who came and hung out. Be sure to come check us out this Monday. Be sure to check out our 007 reviews. And be sure to tune in next Saturday for motherfucking Prey, man. And Perry's first time watching, so it's gonna be a fun time, that's for sure.
Robbie too. His first time watching too.
Yeah, Robbie's never seen Prey.
Never seen Prey.
Yeah, so it's surprising.
I've seen Captain Kronos though.
Yeah. So. I know you're a bigger Predator fan though, so
you got to pray if you make it today, little MC Hammer.
I wouldn't say I'm a big Predator fan, but I would say I'm a fan.
I thought you were. I thought you were a big
The
Predator.
first movie's great.
The first one, at least.
Not a Chris Hansen fan? Come on.
I fucking love Predators by Robert Rodriguez too.
I've only seen Predator 1 and 2, to be honest. So
I like Predators better than 2 for sure. For sure. For sure. Don't even give me the or I'll fucking mute your ass. That shit is better, bro, without a doubt. So as always, my peeps, we'll check you next week, and we'll see you later, man. Peace out, y'all.